Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today I'm actually building in the snow in the winter time here in the world of Henford on Bagley. We are not quite in the winter here in the northern hemisphere, but it's getting quite cold out. It's almost Christmas time, so I just really wanted to build something in the snow today. So that is exactly what I am doing. This is going to be a little snowy winter cottage. It's not decorated for Christmas or anything like that. It's just in the snow, and I thought it would be a fun idea. So I hope you will enjoy this build. If you do and you'd like to download it, it will be available in the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You can also find it under the hashtag MissGryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below as well. So I was kind of thinking this was a cottage for a couple of grandparents. And so it's decorated accordingly on the inside. It's very small. It's just a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom home. And I think it's a really interesting shape. It's not one I've done before. There ends up being very prominent chimneys on both sides of the build. It's very tall, and I just thought it was a lot of fun. It was one of those days where I was just sitting down to do a build, and I just wanted to experiment. And this is what I ended up coming up with. I think it looks so cool. I'm really proud of this build. Just because it's a little bit different. I'm not sure how realistic it is of a build on like if this is what a home in this area would look like or not, but I thought it was quite cool. And I did see some chimneys like this on some of the surrounding world builds. It's just they were on bigger homes, so it might look a little bit silly, but I really enjoyed it, and it's the same, so I can do that if I'd like to. But right here, I'm just deciding to get a little bump out on the top floor so we can have some windows up there and add a little bit more shape to the roof. I also particularly liked using the bay window that I put on the front of this build with the snow that's just like on the top of the shingles. It looks so pretty. I also really wanted to use the other roof pattern that comes with cottage living. I wanted to use a thatched roof here, but the roof trim looks so silly because there is no snow on it. It's just it sticks out a lot. So I decided to use a different type of roof here and just use the white roof trim so that it didn't look so odd. But pairing a few different windows from various packs together, I'm mostly using ones from Cottage Living, but the window like front and center on the top floor is from the Discover University pack. I feel like those two work very nicely together. I also have some ivy growing up this build. Some of it has a little bit of snow on it, some of it doesn't, or it has like way more than other pieces, but that's just kind of how the game works. But I do think it looks really nice, and I also opted for some flower boxes that would look like they have snow on them. And you can see I'm going to be popping back and forth between different times of year and different, not only different seasons, but like different days and levels of snow. So I can go ahead and decorate this and see a little bit better to make sure the roof all matches, make sure we can see the terrain paint, all of that. So that this house will look good in all seasons, but the idea was to build it in the winter. So I wanted to make sure everything would look good in that time, in that season. So you'll just see it changing from time to time. I really liked these bushes here. I put them on both sides of the front porch to frame it out. I think it just looks so cute there. And of course, using a lot of trees that are specifically from the Cottage Living pack. And I also really enjoyed this stone I used out front. I think it's from Jungle Adventure. It's just really pretty, and I thought it matched the tones I was going for in this home. And then I decided to do a little bit of a side yard. There's not really much out here because I am building this for the winter time, so I didn't think your Sims would be spending much time outside in the yard. Although it'd be so cute to have your Sims come out here and like build a snowman over there or create like a snow angel. I love that idea. I haven't played like the game in a while, especially in the winter, so I forget about those activities sometimes, but they sound so cute. Maybe I will do something surrounding that idea sometime soon. I'm sure there'll be some more snowy builds, more wintry builds, probably some Christmassy builds coming on the channel soon. So if you have any ideas, definitely let me know. I would love to implement them. But yeah, just adding some terrain paint here. Nothing too complicated or busy. I just wanted to get like some dirt on the ground, like under the plants and around, so it doesn't like look perfectly manicured. I just wanted this to be a cozy little cottage that's a fairly simple one close to town. I also added a couple of the planter boxes outside so your Sims can do some gardening in the warmer months, and a couple more shrubs and stuff over here as well so that it looks a little bit more alive when it's not wintertime. Anyway, moving on inside now. Ignore my random sim in here, and you might see a coffin at some point because I always just grab a random unplayed sim from the gallery and move them into houses. when I playtest or when I'm taking screenshots, or for this case, for it to be winter in build mode, you have to have a sim living here and like it's in winter. And I just grabbed a random sim and they happen to be a vampire, which actually is very helpful sometimes because then if you need to speed through time, you can just have them hibernate. So they will disappear here shortly, but I'm just figuring out the floor plan. You enter in and you're in like an entryway. We have the kitchen off on the other side, a little living space here. The bedroom is on the bottom floor, as is the only bathroom. And then upstairs, I know I like kind of separate it off at first with some walls, but it ends up being all like one big room basically upstairs. And I decided to have that as an office/storage room. I just thought it was really cute. You could definitely renovate that, make it into a really small bedroom or have another bathroom up there. There's definitely options, but I was thinking it was more like a hobby space. And I quite enjoyed decorating it in that idea. But moving on into the kitchen here, I am using these countertops from Cottage Living. At first, I wanted to go for this creamy color, but it felt a little bit too washed out. So I will be changing them to the bright blue swatch a little bit later. And I just love how that comes out. I think it is so pretty. And I just have this problem with every time I create something for a grandparent in the game, if there's a grandma involved, things have to be blue, and that's just because my grandmother loves the color blue. She's obsessed with it, so that always ends up coming through in these builds somehow, even though I don't intend to. It just kind of happens. So I should be changing that color here shortly. I'm also trying to figure out what sort of tiling I want in this room. I often use these ones from Parenthood. I just think they are such a pretty tile option, and we don't have a lot of nice tiles in the game, so that when you do have a nice one, you probably overuse it quite a bit. I do hope that's something we get more of in the future packs that should be coming in 2023. And so just getting some curtains in here. I really like these ones from Cats and Dogs. They are just very big and they look very cozy. And since this is in the winter, I feel like those would keep in some warmth. And I thought that they fit the vibe in here. Plus they added a little bit more of that deeper warm brown color to the space because it still feels a bit cold in here. Getting some cutting boards, a nice plant, and, you know, all of the clutter you would need in a kitchen to make it look a little bit more lived in. I'm trying to remember what pieces I actually ended up grabbing in here. Oh yeah, I got the cookie jar. I often forget that item exists. It's from base game. It's just like an open cookie jar. I wish we had more things like that. I also added a tea set in here, which came with the My Wedding Stories game pack. I think that's such a cool item because it's actually functional. And it's really cute too, the details on it. There's a couple of different options there. I, of course, got some aprons in this space. That's also one of my favorite decorations that you can add in game. Those came last year in a Sims Delivery Express around the holidays. We got like a few free holiday items. And in previous years, we had gotten like some items added to the free holiday pack. So I'm very curious this year what sort of holiday items we might get added to the game because they're always such a welcome addition and things that I end up using all of the time. So anyway, I am working on the living space now. It's quite small. It's right when you walk in. I actually did take down a wall to not have it separate from the entryway. I thought it worked a little bit better this way. And I'm using a couch and chair from Cats and Dogs. The fireplace is also from Cottage Living. And I just think it looks so incredibly cozy in here. Those two packs go together very nicely. I feel like they both have a little bit of a grandma vibe to them, which is quite nice. And those fire pokers over there are also from that SDX drop or Sims Delivery Express drop that we got last year around the holidays. And another thing I love about this particular fireplace is it's the perfect width that if you place a wall-mounted TV, it just sits on the fireplace. As long as you have move objects on, it places perfectly. And I've been using the new chessboard quite a lot as well. That came with the Everyday Clutter Kit. So that is here on the coffee table as well as some mugs. And then we just have a space to like hang up stuff by the door. We have a little painting as well as some bags for when you're going out shopping, our little key stand as well, and some like shoes and stuff. I also didn't have another space for a dining table, and I was thinking only 2 Sims lived here, so I just have a 2-seater table over here by the staircase. I thought it was fine and cute, and I feel like a lot of times my Sims sit on the couch to eat, and to be honest, same. So I thought it was fine to just have this simple 2-seater table. Of course, you could add a different thing if you preferred and renovate this house. Feel free to renovate any of my builds, by the way. Make them so they are functional for your uses. I do not mind whatsoever. But anyway, in this little hallway, I just got a little cabinet for stuff for the bathroom. And I also added this chicken painting. I like to add that for some reason. So that made an appearance in this house. And then this is going to be the one and only bathroom in the entire home. So I end up using the same counters that I used in the kitchen. They're just so cute, and I like to make my homes cohesive like that, where it'll have the same like pieces throughout, so it looks like, you know, it was built by the same person and all goes together. So we got some roses in here, some like hair care supplies from Parenthood, and I believe, yeah, just some toothbrushes and stuff. Do I add a towel hanging on the wall next to the sink? Yes, I do. I often do that as well, just because, you know, a place to go ahead and dry off your hands. And then we're just adding a little toilet over here. And I end up also putting like a little side table over here as well, which I thought looked really cute. That's not something I do a lot in spaces, but I think it's realistic to bring in your own pieces of furniture into various rooms of your house that aren't just built in. So I thought that that was kind of cute. And then just getting a couple of bathrobes over here and a little bath mat as well. And then this is going to be the one and only bedroom in the space. I, of course, wanted to use the bed that came with Cottage Living. It's just so pretty and it fit the color scheme perfectly. So I decided to do that, and then just got a couple of bedside tables. These ones are from Get Together, I'm pretty sure. They matched the wood tone in this room perfectly, so I had to use those. And then in this space, I wanted to have like the tiniest nod to like the holidays, so I added these candles from the free holiday pack. I thought about adding those jars that have the like Christmas trees on them or Christmas trees in them that have like fake snow on them. And then I forgot to, but I think those are so pretty, and I definitely use those a lot this time of year. So you'll probably be seeing quite a bit of those in the future, in the very near future. But in here, I just added a cute little dresser with a built-in mirror. I put a TV up there. I know it's blocking the mirror, but I did that on purpose because that's an experience I've had where I've seen people just have like an old TV in their bedroom and it just ends up on the dresser. It doesn't matter if it's blocking things. I also decided it'd be nice to have a cat in this space, so I am just grabbing a cat tree upstairs, a litter box, and then I'm putting a couple more items downstairs for the cat, like a bowl and a cat bed. I thought it'd be cute to have just like a little space up here dedicated to the cat. And then this is going to be that like office, skill building, hobby room / a little bit of storage. It's a really narrow room, but I think it comes out really cute in the end. We have this really nice dresser that's covered in all sorts of boxes and stuff that I believe I put a typewriter at, which there's this typewriter computer object that came with Cottage Living. It's technically a computer, but it has like a typewriter keyboard. So I ended up putting that in here. We also put the Christmas tree. I wasn't doing that to decorate for Christmas since it's the version that hasn't been decorated yet. And there's all the boxes underneath. I was thinking this is where you stored the Christmas tree during other times of the year. We also have the holiday decoration box. We have the like, oh my goodness, why can't I think of the word? A fishing rod up here that has like a couple of other things. I was thinking maybe that was one of the grandparents' accomplishments that were hung up here. We have the memory boxes, as well as like cross stitching and knitting and like boxes of junk. I just thought this was like a messy, cozy space, and I quite enjoyed decorating this. I love decorating spaces like this in The Sims. I think it is so much fun. I also wanted to add a bookcase over here, so just trying to figure out where to include that and then get some books and stuff around, some open magazines and things that are currently being worked on to make it look like it's actually being used. So yeah, all I have left is to add that chair and finish decorating this space, and then we should be heading on into screenshots. I really hope you enjoyed this build. I had a blast creating it. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and click that bell to be notified when I upload. Thank you so very much for watching. Enjoy the screenshots, and I will see y'all soon. Bye everyone.